Good morning. It is May 30th, 2025, and this is Walking the Dirt Roads with Donna. And it's been a while, but this past month has been full of rounds of storms and rain, power outages, and such. But in the middle of it all, I've been trying to get my fabrics washed and dried and pressed and sorted out, and it's been a task. Sometimes it's been difficult because we've just had power outages. I can't use the iron when the power is out. Anyways, so man, I just went blank. And I don't do any editing on my videos, and so I just, what you get is what I do when I'm down walking on the dirt road here. Sometimes I know what I'm going to talk about, and then other times I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, I got it now. Next month, it's going, next month, it will be, Father's Day coming up, and me and my dad are going to be taking a trip up to Wyoming. Now, the time that we're going up to Wyoming is going to be on Father's Day weekend. So I'm going to be able to spend some quality time with my dad. But the reason that we're going is because we're having the memorial service for my cousin who passed away back in November of last year. And so it's going to be it's going to be a fun time, but yet it's going to be a somber time. It's going to be a, time of reflection and remembrance because, he came and, my cousin came and stayed with us like 2 different times back in the 80s. One time he was with us for 3 or 4 months, and then the second time he was with us for like almost 9 months. But it was a good time that me and him had, that he had down here with us, and this side of the family. So we're going to be in Wyoming next month, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And and tomorrow, May 31st, tomorrow is going to be mine and my husband's wedding anniversary. We have been married for 17 years. 17 years of, a lot of ups and downs, and a lot of valleys, and a lot of mountaintops, but we made it. Oh, we got somebody coming down the road. So, anyways, so it's going to be and I thought we was going to be able to do something tomorrow, but I don't think we're going to be able to because, we're kind of, it's at the end of the month, and generally at the end of the month, we are running low on our gas in the van. And, that's the reason I'm back down here on the Young Gravelly Road again, because it's close. I don't have to drive anywhere. Now, I mean, that's not to say that the van's on empty, because it's not. There is like about a quarter tank or just under a quarter tank of gas in the van. And plus there's this lady that lives approximately 15 miles from my house that, she may call me up and need a ride, to, go to somewhere. So, and, for anybody that I, give a ride to, everybody knows the understanding is if you supply the gas, then I take you anywhere you need to go. as long as I'm not already, tied up into something, if I'm not already, wrapped up in a project or whatever, or, something that prohibits me from that, then, because I've basically got an open schedule. So, yeah. And then back to my fabrics. So since my sewing machine, has been down, I've been working on trying to get my fabrics all sorted out and straightened up. Let's face it, I have the organization skills of a Category 5 hurricane. All right. So, and, so I'm trying. I'm really putting effort into trying to get organized, trying to make sure that I know where all my various stuff is at. Because I've got little bitty pieces of fabric, I've got bigger squares of fabric, I've also got yardage of fabric, but it's all in so many different places, and it's like I've gotten to where I just want things to be somewhat organized and not just completely, thrown up on each other, I am capable of doing that. When I was a teenager and, my room was always a consistent mess. Every once in a while, I would say approximately once every 2 months or so, I would get the wild hair that I want my room cleaned up. I want my room organized. I want my room to, just really look nice. And I would spend a whole Saturday working on my room, getting everything all put up and organized and books on the bookshelf and all of that. But then by the end of Sunday, somehow, some way, everything just kind of jumped out of nowhere, and it was a room of chaos again. I'm trying to get out of that chaotic state. It's been a challenge, but I am working on it. I am making progress on that. So, it's a nice, beautiful day. Look at those nice, clean, nice blue sky there. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I know a while back I said I was going to get out and get some honeysuckle, and I was going to one day, but then we ended up having to go take care of some business or whatever. And then, by the time I got around to being able to come out to get it, storms had started coming through. And now I have to wait on the next round of honeysuckle to come out. And looks like we got some nice looking wildflowers right here. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit here. Yeah, look at those. Is it gonna, there we go. I don't know what these flowers are. I know nothing about flowers except they're pretty. And you get purples and reds and blues and yellows. I know nothing about flowers. I know some of them smell real good and some of them just don't have a scent to them. But anyways, so yeah. Also, wow, that thought just flew out of my head. Oh well, anyways, but it's gonna be a good day. And oh yeah, and on our trip to Wyoming, I'm going to try, I cannot give any guarantees, but I'm going to try to document, a little bit of the trip. Because my dad's going to be picking me up, and then we're going to go through Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, into Wyoming, and I believe we're going all the way up to Buffalo. So it's going to be a real interesting ride. And it's been a while since it was just me and my dad going up, but yeah, and then my brother and my mom are going as well, but they opted to fly because they don't, my brother does not operate on the same schedule as I do, or my dad. And also, mom, has, some of these, health issues that, it's just going to be beneficial for her to fly as opposed to drive up. Oh, I see a turtle. I see a turtle in the water. Look at that. Look at that. He's got his head out and everything. I like turtles. I don't know why. I just do. They're just real interesting. They carry their house with them. Yeah. All right. So, there we go. And that's a big one, too. I mean, look at his size. Let me zoom in again. Look at that. I mean, he is pretty big. Yep. Alrighty, Mr. Turtle. Or Mrs. Turtle. I used to know how to tell the difference between a male turtle and a female turtle. It has something to do with their tail. I'd have to look that up again. But anyways, so yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and head on back to the house and get some more fabrics pulled out. I have been making so much progress on that, even through, in between the storms and all the various other things that, has to be done and what have you. And next week, I'm going to be taking my sewing machine out to a place in Fort Smith that, hopefully they'll be able to fix it. And they won't be telling me, well, it's got excessive rust or excessive lint or excessive this, that, and the other. They'll just gladly take it and fix it. And I will be back up and sewing again in the next few weeks because I've still got 3 quilt tops that I have got to get finished on the machine. And then I've got another top that I've been working on periodically by hand and, with that hand stitching. And that's a top that I'm actually repairing. So it's not like I'm, planning it and designing it or whatever. It's already put together for the most part. A lot of the seams have come apart. So I have to hand stitch it back together. So, anyways, yeah, I think that's about it. And so happy anniversary to me and my husband. Like I said, that's going to be tomorrow. But we're not going to be able to do what I wanted to do, which was go up to Petty Jean. But that's okay. I just enjoy having some time to spend with my husband, and and he enjoys spending time with me. So it all works out. So, anyways, so I'm going to leave you with that. And we've got another round of honeysuckle coming out, looks like. So, hopefully, I'll be able to get some honeysuckle this next round. But, till next time, y'all enjoy the honeysuckle there. And, if you can, go find a dirt road. God bless y'all. Bye.